Capture my core if I kill any pain.
Hello folks, this is Aitan Ajha from Inspiredrise.com, and today we have the Alcatel Idol 4 smartphone here with us for a detailed hands-on review and unboxing of the same. So guys, let's begin. So guys, we will start off firstly with the unboxing for this device. Inside the box we get the VR headset, and let's just open it up. Inside the box we get other components, the device itself. You can see the device specifications on the top of the box. VR goggles and content included, powerful dual speakers. This is something that I really want to show you. And inside the box you get the strap-ons for this one. You get JBL earphones, you get a hard style cover, and you also get the documentation etc. and one clear type screen protector. The Idol 4 comes with Waves audio, and it also has the JBL earphones. These are a good pair of in-ear style earphones, and the build quality was definitely excellent. And let's just move forward and show you few other things about this device. So it comes with this charger, 5V 2A charger, so it would charge the device fastly but not that fast, and that's the SAR value for this device, 1.460 watt per kg head and 1.5 watt per kg body. It comes with a 5.2-inch full HD display, which is an IPS LTPS display with 16 million colors, and comes with 2D glass. On the left hand side we have the power button for the smartphone, and if you look at it, the device has a very nice metallic and glass finish. On the top we have the 3.5mm jack for this one, and you also get the noise cancellation camera microphone. And on the right hand side we have another button, we have the volume rocker, and we have the SIM tray slot. If you look closely, the SIM tray slot is quite different from other devices, and it's a hybrid SIM tray slot. You get one SIM, one micro SD card, or one nano SIM. And on the bottom we have the antenna bands, you get the micro USB port, and you get the microphone for calling. Good thing about the smartphone is that it's truly reversible. Inside it comes with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 617 chipset, 3GB of RAM and 16GB of internal storage. I feel that the internal storage is quite less, and it comes with Android Marshmallow out of the box, a 2610 mAh battery, which is also quite less battery capacity. And in terms of sensors, it comes up with almost every sensor that you might need for day-to-day operations. Bluetooth 4.2 and NFC is also supported on this device. It has FM radio with RDS and dual mic noise cancellation also. In terms of performance, it scored around 46,786 on the AnTuTu benchmark, which is an average score, not that great, and it scored around 60 frames per second on the Nina Mark II benchmark, which is a great score in terms of performance. The Snapdragon 617 is a okay chipset, but it's still not that great, and even the Redmi Note 3 performs better than this. I played games for quite some time, and I played Grand Theft Auto Vice City on maximum possible settings on this device. During my gameplay, I found out that there was sign of lag while playing the game. There were frame rate drops, and you can see for yourself that at some points the game does look a little bit jittery, and there are signs of frame rate drops. That helps me to come to the conclusion that in terms of performance, this smartphone is okay at best. The Idol 4 comes with a 13-megapixel camera with touch focus, PDAF, 6P lens, dual tone LED flash. It also supports auto HDR, panorama, digital zoom up to 4 times, and micro video, manual mode, video stabilization via electronic image stabilization, and 360-degree pictures. It has a f2.0 aperture and 1.12 micrometer pixel size. The front camera is an 8-megapixel one with a wide viewing angle of 84 degree and 1.12 micrometer of pixel size. The video capture supported is up to 1080p 30 fps, and if you see carefully, the slow motion that is supported over here is 800 by 480 pixels at 120 fps, which is quite low. The images that I took were okay, some of them were washed out. Sharpness and colors were decent, but in terms of exposure it was not that great, and in terms of low light areas also, I would say that the difference between the low light and the heavily lit regions was very apparent. And the selfie camera is definitely good. The 8-megapixel camera is good. You can see Akshay and Shimon over here smiling widely, so the camera quality is good. And in terms of video recording, the front camera was okay. It was able to distinguish between different exposure regions, and when there is good lighting it worked nice, but in terms of focusing it was very poor. Even the primary camera also was poor in terms of focusing. This is a 800 by 480 pixel video shot at 120 fps. I had to manually slow it down because in the software there was no option to slow it down. So I would say that it can shoot slow motion video, but you have to do everything by yourself. And this is a full HD video taken from the primary camera. The sharpness is definitely there, colors are good, but in terms of focusing between different regions, this camera also suffers the same issue. And I would say that this is a software issue which can be fixed by the developers of the Alcatel Idol 4 in case they work hard on it. The EIS worked good, but if it was optical image stabilization, it would have been even better. In terms of UI, this smartphone comes with a custom UI made by the Alcatel guys, which is known as the Live UI, Parallax UI they call it, and it's on top of Android Marshmallow. If you can see, then the icons are almost similar to MIUI style of design, but there is the app drawer over here. It's not a single page layout style of design. It has been modded to some extent, but still it was smooth, responsive during my experience with this device. And one of the best things about this device is the fact that it is truly reversible. You can reverse this device and still it would work fine. Let's take a look at the VR headset itself. You have to fix the device over here, and you get two buttons for selecting between different options, and these are the buttons if you see them nicely. You also get the straps along with this device, which you can place on the sides. The VR headset in itself has good foam, padding, etc. on the sides. It was okay, but when you use it for long periods of time, then only can we comment how good it is and does it accumulate sweat or not. So these were the controls visible on the device, and the overall experience is okay. The UI etc. for this phone is good. There are shortcomings here and there. The battery is low for this device. Chipset could have definitely been better. And on the back of this device, also on the top and bottom, we have the speakers. Let's just test the audio quality. The Idol 4 is reversible in 3 ways. The interface adjusts itself no matter if the user picks it up right side up, upside down, and it's reversible left to right also. The stereo sound is always on the correct side even when the phone is flipped, and the speaker grill is very nicely placed so as to make sure that sound is always unobstructed whether you keep it front facing down or the bottom facing down. You can easily turn off the reversibility options in the toggles menu in the notification bar, and this device would be available in 3 colors: gold, dark grey and metal silver. It retails for a price of around 16,999 and it would be available on flipkart.com. For such a price, I consider this device to be okay in terms of design, but I feel that there are things in the smartphone which could have been better, like the chipset itself, like few other things on this device, like the battery life. There are few things really good about this device, but there are a lot of shortcomings also. For this price, you also get the VR headset and the JBL earphones. So all in all, I would say that this is a good option. It also supports USB OTG. In case you don't want to buy this one, you can always go for the higher priced Lenovo Zook Z2 Plus, or you can always go down to the Redmi Note 3 or few other smartphones like the Laico LE2 in the sub 15,000 region. So guys, this was it for this video. In case you liked this one, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos like this. I'm still working on Fails and Outtakes Part 4. It has around 300 gigabytes of files and it's a pain to edit all of that. So guys, no matter what you do, stay inspired to rise.